Welcome back to GBGuns Armory, a series in which I'm going over stuff already reviewed in full on the main channel and over on GBGunsDepot.com. Today, this is one that is just barely on the main channel, but the full review is out at GBGunsDepot.com. And I must apologize for the vacancies still there. I ordered some more hooks from Hold Up Displays, the folks that helped me set up this armory. Very eternally grateful for it. I changed the layup. That's not their problem, so I ordered more hooks. Well, I thought I ordered some right-leaning ones, and instead I got a bunch of left-leaning ones, which I already have excess of. I need the right. Oh well. I'm also experimenting with some new lighting today, so let me know how this lighting feels. It's absolutely painful for me to look at the camera, but it is what it is. So today I'm talking about the Balistik Defence Adam 9B, this handsome guy here. A company I had not heard of before. Check out that brass bead front sight post. It's pretty cool. Also have a nice crowning on the muzzle there. Hadn't heard of these guys before. It's being imported by Dickinson Arms, the guys that brought the Ranger Arms RA9, and of course Dickinson's known for their shotguns. I took a look at this company because it's like, who the heck is Balistik Defence? Why do they spell ballistic with one L and defense with a C? And what I found is the company was formed in 2015, I want to say. It's all in the article. And then in 2018, they rebranded to Balistik Defence. They are a design and production house, also making some of their own models. This thing, at first glance, is handsome. It's got some classic styling with modern touches like that target crown and the brass bead front sight, and yet it's got a smooth front strap, straight mainspring housing, kind of a blend of old and new. Now in all lighting, this is part of imagery, things look different. So I had people ask in the tabletop video, is that Cerakote or what is that finish? And the photos over on the website will give you another look, and here it looks midnight black because that's the way this camera makes things look. But I can tell you it's kind of a shallow bluing. I say shallow because it's not a super rich black like it's appearing on camera here. It's the kind that begs for a little bit patina and holster wear. I think this thing is going to be handsome as it gets beat up in shot. The shooting experience was pretty good. I did have a little bit of a struggle in the tabletop video, and I left it in there because I keep my videos real, getting the barrel bushing back in. And I spoke with Dickinson and they spoke with the factory about that. And that was because, though everyone likes to get worried about slide to frame fit on 1911s, the real thing that impacts your accuracy is your barrel lockup, how tightly it is locked in there. And this one is very tight. And part of that is the bushing itself, and how well that's holding the barrel in place. And so they made this bushing, they went to sort of an extreme of tight tolerances, and that makes it, though still functional, obviously I got it apart, I got it back together, a little bit of a bear on the end user point, and this not being a super expensive high-end brand yet. Keep in mind a lot of imports start off at low prices to gain popularity. And then once they have that popularity, they start to creep those prices up. So this is coming in very reasonably priced. And so when people think reasonably priced, they don't think hassle. So Balistik Defence has changed the specs on the barrel bushing, and it's now going to be a little bit smoother. Mad respect and props to both Dickinson as an importer and Balistik Defence as a manufacturer for listening and making such a quick change. This one is a very early sample. In fact, these aren't even distributed yet, which is why in the article I was unable to find you a lot of links. What you're going to have to do is have your dealer talk to Dickinson Arms and just order that way through them, sort of skipping the middleman, which should also help with price. In shooting performance, we found that, like most 1911s, it can have some magazine sensitivity, a little bit. 45, 9mm, 10mm, doesn't matter. I've found 1911s are all different and all like different mags. There is no one mag brand that is a guarantee to fit and work in all guns, and there is no 1911 that I can recall that runs off of all the mags that I have tried. Plus, mags are although a durable item, they are a wear item. And so over time, they lose their virility and function. So it's something you're going to have to experiment with. I tried my darndest to identify them all. However, mag companies don't seem to want to label their mags for some reason. So it's something you got to be aware of. But if you're a 1911 guy, you're already familiar with that. I thought this thing was pretty cool. Want to spend some more time with it. That smooth front strap, which is classic, is also, unfortunately, where I like to get a lot of traction for recoil control. And so my fear was, in not seeing any traction there, that this was not going to be so great. Well, I shot it, as you guys will see when that video comes out, or readers of the Depot have already seen. Of course, our patrons saw first. Shot on a hot, sweaty day. I was nasty sweaty, sweating through my GBGuns shirt out there to get it filmed. And I did not have problems with slipping. And that's because this is an all steel gun and it's 9mm. So the weight to recoil ratio was right there to help fight a lot of that. I'm gonna flip and made for a really comfortable gun. I think it's really handsome. I think there's some cool potential with this company. They have some neat designs and feature sets that they're putting into 1911s, giving that sort of, you know, we've all seen, and as you guys will see with another 1911 that I had in recently, what was a custom shop job that cost a lot of money 10 years ago is now pretty much coming off the line that way. They've evolved. And so custom shops had to go a little more extreme, like having a super deep muzzle crown, things like that. And Balistik Defence seems to be integrating those neat little touches. The brass bead front sight, these grips are really handsomely done. I know changing grips is one of the fun things on 1911s, but I like these ones as they are. The traction is different on the rear than it is on the front, and that makes sense because your fingers wrap around and you just have tip pressure there, but your actual meat of your palm is reaching the back. So there's some thought that has gone into this gun, well above what I think the price point would dictate. So I'm pretty excited about it. The article at this point has only been out for a couple days. Not a lot of people have hit it up yet. I get that. Most of the traffic on that website comes from Google searches. And if you've never heard of something, you're not going to search for it, right? So I dare say this might be one of the things that you want to jump in on early before they get too popular and before the pricing goes up on them. We've seen that with other brands in the past. We're seeing it currently with Airmox, the Airmox defense pistol that I reviewed a while back was very, very affordable for what it is. As I showed you guys in my coverage of IWA Classics, the SHOT Show, if you will, of Europe, Airmox does a whole lot more than just that gun, and they make some pretty nice stuff, and that's starting to make its way into the US market, although coming in under a different brand. I'm glad that I got in ground floor with Airmox, and I think Balistik Defence might be one of those, though my sources tell me we can expect to see a lot of new handguns coming out of Turkey this year, largely because regulations and restrictions on rifling barrels have been lifted. That's why so many Turkish companies were making shotguns instead of rifles and pistols. There was some restriction, I don't know the details on it, but essentially it was difficult for a gun manufacturer to rifle a barrel. It required some type of extra licensing or something, and that has been lifted. So now all those companies that are tired of competing with each other, making the same stinking shotgun over and over again, are venturing into the handgun world. There could be some great ones, there could be some flops. So far, I think this is a good one. So check it out. This normally is where I gather your opinions on stuff that's been out for a while that you've had a chance to shoot. This one I'm sure you haven't yet, but this channel is what I want to do with it. And today I want to let you know on something neat that is just hitting the market that I think could be a good one. I'm not an expert, it's just my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.